Good day to you and welcome to another lesson in our series Map Reading Made Easy. I remain your teacher, John Abdul. Today we are going to be looking at a new topic, contour lines. Understanding contour lines. If you take a look at any map, for example, the one you are seeing now, you see that it is dotted with lines running all over the map. Can you see the lines? Can you see the lines? These lines are not just there for nothing. They give us clues as what to find in those areas. With these lines, we can easily tell whether there are mountains, whether there are playlands, whether there are ridges, what have you. So in this lesson, we are going to have better knowledge of what these lines are meant for. What are contour lines? Contour lines are imaginary lines drawn on maps, showing places of equal heights above sea level. They are imaginary lines because if you go to those areas, you will not see any line. That is why they are imaginary lines, connecting places having the same height above sea level. Now, the distance between one contour and another is called contour interval. The distance between one contour and the other is called contour interval. E.g., we are going to look at this map. The contour interval is 50 meters. Let's see the map. Can you see it? Can you see the lines following each other? Now, the difference between two contours is the interval. As you can see in this map, it is 50. Can you see? 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. So the contour interval is 50 meters. It can be 50 feet or otherwise. It's usually shown at the bottom of the map where the keys are displayed. The contour intervals are usually written there. So when you check the map below, that's in the keys given, you will see it. They will write it contour interval is 50 meters or 100 meters or 100 feet, whatever. So that is that. Now, the way the contours are numbered and aligned often give us clues as to what the slope or landscape looks like. The way the contours are numbered and aligned often give us clues as to what the slope or landscape looks like. Now, for example, we can know that the direction of slope is upward or upslope when we move from contours with lower values to those with higher values. Can you see the contour lines below? Can you see the interval? It moves 100, 200, 300, 400. So when you are going up, it tells you that that place is an upland because of the contour values. It goes from 100 to 400. You can see you are moving up. So that's an upslope. That's an upslope. Now, when we move from contours with higher values to those with lower values, the direction is downslope. Look at the contours below. Can you see? 400, 300, 200. So when you are coming down, the direction is what? Down slope. Down slope. Now, when contours are close together, usually 3.5 mm from each other, it shows a steep or scarp slope. And when they are far away, when contours are far away from each other, it shows a gentle slope. So we have steep slope, we have gentle slope. This is how the contours are shown. Can you see the diagrams? For a steep slope, can you see the contours tightly knitted together? Now, can you see a gentle slope? How the contours are spread apart. So take note. We have steep slope and we have gentle slope. Now, when contours are approximately equally spaced, it shows an even or uniform slope. Can you see this example below? The contours are approximately equally spaced. The space between one contour and the other are almost equal. So something like this is known as a uniform slope. Now, that's what we call concave and convex slopes. You need to know the difference between a concave and a convex slopes. Now, in concave slopes, the contour lines are close together in the upper part of the slopes. That is, where contours have higher figures. And they are far apart in the lower part, where the contours have lower figures. Let's see the diagram below. Can you see the diagram below? Can you see the contours? They are far apart in the beginning, then close apart towards the end. Now look at the values. Look at the values. So when you have something like this, where it is gentle at the beginning, then rises towards the end, it is known as a concave slope. This is a concave slope. The slope is gentle from the beginning, then rises towards the end. This is a concave slope. In convex slopes, however, the situation is opposite. The contour lines are far apart in the upper part and close together in the lower part, as you can see in the diagram below. Can you see it? The contours are close together, then gets further apart. See the values. Look at the values. So in the lower part, the contours are close together. Then as you go higher and higher, the slope begins to be gentle. Take notes. Now let's look at something. Yes, in a convex slope. Now look at AB. That is what you see when you go to the place where the map was drawn. Can you see the relief picture? That is how it looks like. So this is how a convex slope looks like. Can you see it? Where the contours are close together at the beginning end, then gets wider as you go higher. Can you see? AB. AB. You can see the slope AB. Now, imagine somebody standing in A and another person standing in B. Can they see each other? The answer is no. They cannot see each other. So in a convex slope, the visibility is poor. Visibility is poor because of that rise in upland at the middle. So somebody starting at B cannot see the person at A. That's a convex slope. But in a concave, it's not the same. The concave slope, it is not the same. Can you see? The contours widen at the beginning, then rises towards the end. Now look at the slope AB. Can you see the slope AB? Somebody standing A can see the person at B. So for a concave slope, visibility is good. Visibility is good. Take note. Convex has poor visibility, while concave has a good visibility. We have come to the end of today's class. In our next lesson, we are going deeper. We are going to look at contour landforms. We are going to look at the relief features and how to identify them from the contours. Until I come your way again, I remain John Abdul saying stay safe.